Hey everybody, meteorologist Brad Panovich here for SkiSoutheast.com. We've had such a great start to the season. Here we are on the verge of going into February as I'm doing this, February 1st, the first weekend in February, and our first southeast ridge is setting up. You knew it was coming. We get this every year. Typically, the last couple of years, it feels like we've had it all winter, but we've had such a great start. The base is built really good. So I guess there's some good news here that we can talk about, that we've got a ridge of high pressure, unfortunately, building over the southeast. You can see we've got a little dip this weekend. That's moving here through tonight into tomorrow. But I want to show you what happens going into next week. We kind of start to see that southeast ridge middle of next week. Here it is over the southeast, ridge of high pressure, clockwise flow, and this is the dreaded blowtorch for the southeast. But all that base we built up over the last couple weeks, it's going to come in handy. This will get us through this hump. Now this lasts for a while, lasts through all of next week, but next weekend there are some hints of maybe a change coming. It doesn't look like much. A little dip in the jet stream here kind of suppresses the ridge. At least we get into what we call zonal flow west to east, so that would get us at least back to normal. So I think we've got about a 5 or 7 day period. We're going to have to get through a warm spell here before we get back to something that resembles typical February weather. And even long range, there's some hints that the polar vortex will split again, and this is an encouraging sign. So this is not this Monday, it's the following Monday, and the following Monday, that is actually going to end up being what, I have to look at my calendar here, that is actually February 10th. Boy, that's 10 days out, so it's a ways out there. But you can see, looking at the map here, this is going to be some cold air up here that might start to come down. So next weekend is a weekend to watch for a pretty significant pattern change. Now the good news, it's one thing to get warm weather. You don't want rain. The rain tonight is not great, but that moves through fairly quickly, and a little bit of northwest flow snow even for the West Virginia resorts could happen. Not a big deal. You see another little system pass through early next week, but it's pretty warm and dry, so that's the good news. This is won't melt the snow nearly as quickly as if we had rain, but going into the middle of next week, this is a pretty warm setup all the way into next weekend. I'll show you the system next weekend right here. This is the one I'm watching. So this is next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday. So it looks like a cold front and some colder air coming in. So maybe a sign of a pattern change, as I talked about right there, crossing over by next Sunday afternoon. And possibly that right there, that is a colder pattern. A little bit of northwest flow snow, high pressure over the middle of the country. So this is a much better pattern. Again, next Monday, not the Monday coming up, but the Monday after, the 10th. So not the greatest of signs. Let's take a quick look at temperatures. I'll just show you. This is look away if you don't want to see warm weather. You see it kind of pushing up into the southeast here this weekend, especially the middle of next week. Look at the warm up, 70s all the way up into the Virginias. The mountains, woof, that was really warm right there. We go into Thursday, that's even warmer right there. Thursday's going to be the warmest day, but look at cold air's on the move behind my head here. Look at that cold air. This is the front, so it starts heading our way going into next weekend. We go into next Saturday, Sunday. Here comes the really cold air right there. Look at that. So again, as I mentioned, if we can just get to next weekend, that is a lot of cold air. That's below zero temperatures trying to move south. So some encouraging signs. So probably the worst forecast I've had to give all season is right here. No snowmaking, no natural snow chances. Basically this weekend through Thursday, but next weekend, fingers crossed, the pattern changes. We knew this would happen. That's why you got to take advantage of all that cold weather we had early on here in January. But February is definitely going to start on a warm note. Let's hope the pattern flips pretty quickly. The one thing about February, I'll tell you, we do get warm spells. We also get bigger storm systems February into early March. So always keep thinking about snow. Hopefully this pattern flips quickly, and I think we're going to have some good weather, especially as we get towards President's Day weekend. That's the key here. Get the pattern to flip back just in time for President's Day weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody.